we were concerned about whether or not the blockade might target the Prime Minister. This was a movement that in some cases was prepared to attack our democratic institutions to force change.
Mendicino also told the Commission events at the border in Coutts, Alberta earlier this year played a significant role in influencing the government's decision to invoke the Act. David Akin reports.
In my opinion, this was an illegal protest that was national in scale.
That opinion, held by Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino, appears to have been widely held by Trudeau's cabinet and some of his most senior advisors. That's according to testimony given in this final week of hearings by the Commission reviewing the government's decision to invoke the Emergencies Act last winter.
In ultimately forming the opinion that we needed to invoke the Emergencies Act, one of my main concerns was the inability to enforce the law adjacent to critical infrastructure.
That critical infrastructure the government was worried about was not just border crossings and highways, but Parliament Hill itself.
These are federal democratic institutions, but we did not have total jurisdiction over that space.
The tipping point for Mendicino was the situation at Coutts, Alberta, where undercover RCMP officers discovered weapons among those blockading the border there. 4 protesters were arrested, each charged with conspiracy to commit murder, among other things. And even though the Coutts blockade was resolved before the Emergencies Act was invoked on February the 14th, Mendicino said the RCMP operation at Coutts was what he called a threshold moment.
I was extremely concerned that this had reached a new height of both urgency and emergency.
A lawyer for the Convoy organizers wanted to challenge Mendicino's opinions, but that lawyer, Brendan Miller, got kicked out of the commission room for arguing procedure with the judge overseeing the process.
You're speaking,
that has not
I'm
been
speaking.
ruled on, and they've been filed for days.
I will take a break while you're asked to leave.
Miller then claimed the whole process was unfair, set up to blame former Ottawa Police Chief Peter Slowly for the events leading up to Cabinet's decision to invoke the Emergencies Act.
They have tried to turn this entire proceeding into an inquiry about the failures of Chief Slowly, as opposed to actually about the invocation of the Emergencies Act.
More cabinet ministers testify Wednesday, including Justice Minister David Lametti. David Akin, Global News, Ottawa.